Good morning, culinary students. Hope that you're all doing very well today. And today, what we're going to do is something very, very exciting, very, very important that every chef and every good cook should know and pay attention to, because this is really very, very important. So, we are going to take plain water and we're going to turn it into this delicious flavored stock. Okay, so a stock is going to have essential components that's going to flavor the liquid, and we're going to use various ingredients to create a delicious stock. So the title of this is Soups, Stocks, and Sauces, and welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to begin our day with stocks. Now, stocks are an important part of any professional kitchen. Stock is an essential ingredient in many soups and sauces. If you can make a great stock, you can make a great soup and a great sauce. When preparing stocks, flavor, clarity, and body are most important. So, our most essential study questions, our learning targets, are: what are the 4 essential parts of a stock and the proper ingredients for each? What are the various types of stock and their specific ingredients? What are the 3 methods for preparing bones for stocks? Where are those bones coming from? We have chicken bones, we have beef bones, we have pork bones, we have lamb bones, okay, to name a few. So, everything on an animal or a fish is usable to make a flavorful stock. Now, once again, taking plain water, adding our aromatics, fresh vegetables to create a delicious flavored liquid. Okay, what are the ingredients for several types of stock? How and why do you degrease stock? What is the proper way in which to cool a stock? Very, very important. Okay, so the essential parts of stock. There are 4 essential parts to all stocks. A major flavoring ingredient, number 1, a liquid, which is most often water, a mirepoix, which is a French term for a mixture of carrots, onions, and celery. Mirepoix. Practice that word. Okay, and aromatics. Well, what about aromatics? All right, so aromatics are going to come from our spices, and we're going to use bay leaves, whole black peppercorns, okay, kosher salt, and thyme. So a mirepoix is a French word that refers to the mixture of coarsely chopped onions, carrots, and celery that provide a flavor base for stocks. The mixture is usually 50% onions and 25% each of carrots and celery. For pale or white sauces, such as a fish fumet, chefs usually use a white mirepoix in which they substitute parsnips, additional onions, leeks, and even a mixture of chopped mushrooms for the carrots. Aromatics, such as bouquet garni and sachet de pieces, are herbs and spices and flavorings that create a savory smell. Bouquet garni French for bag of herbs, is a bundle of fresh herbs such as thyme, parsley stems, and a bay leaf tied together. Sachet d'épices is similar to bouquet garni, except it really is a bag of herbs and spices. Okay, the chef places the spices, including parsley stems, dried thyme, bay leaf, and cracked peppercorns together in a cheesecloth bag. If the stock is going to be strained, these ingredients do not need to be contained in a bag. So now I'm going to take you through my mise en place for fresh homemade chicken stock. So I'm going to use the bones of a fresh chicken. Usually what I recommend is that if you can find it, you pick up fowl, which is an older type of chicken. Okay, that's used basically to make a good flavorful chicken stock. Okay, because it is aged, it's not young, and it has more of a deep flavor from the bones. Okay, so that is our chicken bones, and over here in this cup are peppercorns and about 1 teaspoon, you can use a half a teaspoon of coarse kosher salt. All right, kosher salt is a very intense spice that we use. It is much better to use than regular table salt. Okay, it has a very, very intense flavor, and chefs use it all the time. All right, and as you can see, the black peppercorns that are in here as well. Once again, another spice, and you're saying, well, why is it whole and why isn't it a ground pepper? So we get more flavor from whole peppercorns than we do from a fine ground pepper. So that's why we use it. Okay, and over here, as you can see, all right, we have our celery. We have our carrots. This is called a parsnip, very similar. Of course, it's a root vegetable. Okay, very similar to carrot, has a very distinct flavor that we use for making fresh homemade chicken soup. Okay, so parsnip, P-A-R-S-N-I-P, parsnip. This little guy is called a turnip. And I peeled the skin, and the way you know that this is a turnip is that it has a very purple skin on it. All right, so turnip has a very, very distinct flavor, and we use that for also making a fresh chicken soup. All right, fresh onion. Okay, we can use a Spanish onion, and here we have fresh garlic cloves. Here we have French onions called shallots. French onions, shallots, very, very flavorful. Has a very distinct flavor compared to a Spanish onion. Okay, we use this a lot in French cooking. Shallots. Okay, and parsley, an aromatic, an herb. Okay, and we're going to keep it whole with the stems on it. A lot of flavor is going to be extracted from the stems of the parsley. Okay, so once again, we're making a homemade chicken broth, homemade chicken soup, and we're using a lot of different ingredients. And when the ingredients are cooked, that's when the flavor and the juice comes out of all of our vegetables, our mirepoix, and our bones from the chicken. Once again, flavoring is extracted, taken out from our vegetables, our aromatics, and our bones. And so, very, very delicious. And I'm also going to use something that's called a bay leaf. Now, a bay leaf is also an aromatic, as you can see. And we're going to include that. We're going to put that right in with our peppercorns, our kosher salt, and to that, we're going to add some thyme. Okay? Once again, an aromatic. Okay, here we go. We're going to put a little bit in. We're going to use our measuring salt, our measuring spoons. Okay. We're going to put that all together, make it very nice. And the last part is water, H2O, plain, no flavoring, but we're going to just take this water and we're going to flavor it. For this demonstration, I'm going to use my pressure cooker, which is called the Instant Pot. And to the Instant Pot, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of oil. I put that on the saute setting of the Instant Pot. And what we're going to do before we add the H2O, we're going to saute the vegetables and start extracting the flavor from the vegetables and the bones from the chicken. It's going to be delicious. So, as you can see, I've brought over to my pressure cooker all the vegetables that I'm going to first saute along with the chicken. Once again, why am I doing that? To extract the flavor from the vegetables and the chicken. All right, here we go. First off, we're going to put in our vegetables. Once again, the emphasis, ladies and gentlemen, is making sure that everything that you put into the Instant Pot to saute, you make sure you get it hot for about 5 minutes before you add your vegetables and your meat. Okay, let's take a look. saute that all around. It really smells beautiful. It really is. This is something that is just like so special and so calming and soothing to make a delicious chicken broth that can be used in so many different sauces, so many different soups. And once you have the base, when I say the base, that's your chicken stock, you can make endless creations with that. Okay, so let's get that moving. Okay, next, I'm going to take my chicken bones, put that right in there. Try and get it all the way down to the bottom. Now, when I purchased the chicken bones, very, very important to clean it very carefully, because the butcher is not going to clean out the guts of the cut up chicken. So it's very, very important to clean the chicken before you add it for your stock. You want something very, very clean. Make sure you clean all your vegetables and you peel the vegetables, whatever you have to do. Okay, so put that right down there. Then I'm going to add my aromatics and spices. Put that right in there. I'm going to put in my parsley stems. Make it all very, very happy. And finally, I'm going to add my H2O, my water. It's 8 cups. Very good. I'm going to switch to the soup setting, broth setting. Put the cover on. Turn it into position. I'm going to put the steaming switch to sealing. As you can see, all right, very, very important that you put it on sealing. Okay, and the importance is you want to make sure that the steamer doesn't explode. All right, we want to keep the high pressure in, and that's what sealing means, keeping the pressure in. All right, soup. Set your timer. And there you have it. So in 1 hour, we're going to come back and take a look at our finished broth. Okay, so we're going to take off the cover to the pressure cooker, and it has finished a cycle of cooking, and we're going to take a look at the finished product. All right, so let's see what's doing in there. Wow, look how beautiful that is. Or you may not think it's beautiful, but that's our stock right there. Okay. Right there. I'll mix that around a little bit. Okay. How nice that is. You see the carrots. You see the onions. What I want to emphasize to you is that this is a very, very important skill that every chef needs to learn how to make a basic stock. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to strain the stock. That means I'm going to take the liquid. I'm going to pour the liquid off. I'm going to use a colander. Come right over here. As you can see, this is our colander, and as you can see, it has openings all around, and that's going to separate our liquid from our vegetables, our mirepoix. Remember that word, mirepoix, a mixture of carrots, onions, and celery. Our aromatics, and everything is going to be left here in the colander, and the liquid, the chicken broth, is going to remain in our bowl. So let's do that together. Okay, as you can see. All right, I'm going to strain it right into the colander. Slowly, safety at all times. Keep your face away from the steam. Okay, here we are. We have the rest of our bones, our mirepoix, our aromatics. We're just going to pour that right into the colander. All right, it's now empty, as you can see. In our colander, we have our vegetables, our aromatics, and our chicken. All right, we're going to put that onto our bowl that we use to make the stock. And what are we left with? We're left with our stock, our chicken stock. That's how it should look. Okay? All right, very good. It is no longer plain water. As you can see, it is colored, and all the vegetables and meat juices have been extracted, and it has turned the plain, ordinary water into our stock. So I just want to take this opportunity to introduce you to a soup ladle. So I'm going to take the stock that we prepared. I'm going to ladle the stock into containers. Now, I'm not going to use the chicken stock right away. So I'm going to put the chicken stock into containers, and then I'm going to put the chicken stock into the refrigerator to cool off, okay, overnight. All right, so some of the fat that I used is going to come to the surface, and I'm going to remove it when it's fully cooled. All right, so here we go. I should have at least 4 containers. Nice to have these. Oh, looks like I'm just going to have 3 containers. All right, these are quart containers. And there you have it. Look at the color of our liquid. Okay, it has a nice deep brownish color. Okay, so we took plain water once again. We added our bones, our chicken bones, our vegetables, our aromatics, and we timed the stock to cook for 1 hour in the pressure cooker. And here we have the final product. Okay, so let's do our exit summary. And our exit summary is that we made an essential product, our stock. Every chef should know how to make a soup stock, whether it's a beef stock, whether it's a chicken stock, lamb, pork, fish stock, okay? The essential stock that's going to be used for many of our sauces and our soups, okay? So there you have it. Very easy to make. It's a bit time consuming, but the finished product is one that is flavorful and it's really good. It's very nutritious for us. And as they say, chicken soup for the soul, makes you feel so much better, gives you vitality, gives you strength. Okay, if you should have any questions about how to make a soup stock, please email me. Feel free to ask me any questions, because with questions comes learning. With questions comes learning. That's what you always want to remember. If you don't understand something, you always ask questions. Take care. Have a wonderful day.